Welcome to the podcast, Wake Up Humans with Steve Judson.
What is the principle? When we talk about the principle, what the heck is it we're talking about? You know, in all my years of being a chiropractor and literally lecturing and teaching around the world, we find ourselves in conversations with people wanting answers. And when you come from a place of being a doctor, it gives you a state of authority where, you know, a lot of people just think you have all the answers. And what it's really come down to for me is doctors don't have all the answers. We have a lot of education. We study a lot. We learn a lot of information. We know how to regurgitate it onto a test. But then it also opens you to a peer group of people where you're in on conversations that normally you wouldn't have, because it opens other doors that many other people are not exposed to. So when people are asking questions about how their life can get better and what can they do to be healthier, it's really in all my years of doing this work, of working with people and helping them reach their fullest potential, it's come down to a very simple thing. And that's this principle. When we talk about living by the principle is having faith in your own body's wisdom, in your own body's intelligence, in that something that's within you that created you from a sperm and an egg. Perhaps your parents made love for 4 hours. That was a pause for effect. Made love for 4 hours. And in 9 months, you were created. 2 lungs, a liver, a heart pumping, beating, giving you blood supply, a brain that you can make whatever you want, a brain stem with over 450 million nerve fibers, arms, legs. How did your body know how to build this thing called you? And when we talk about this principle, and we use terms like above, down, inside out, and your body heals and regulates itself from above, down, inside out, the more that society can understand this principle and attach to it, the less questions we'll have about how to stay healthier, how to stay happy, how to be connected. Because it's all inside of you. It's all inside of me. That same thing, that something that created you from a sperm and an egg, 2 cells became trillions of cells and created life in your earthly mother's womb. The beauty of this is that intelligence is still inside every single one of us. Is it identical? Is it the same? I would venture to say yes. And many people will say, well, where's the science behind this? Well, where's the science not behind it? Walk into a hospital today and witness a childbirth and look at that little baby. How was that baby built? You know, when my kids were born, it was kind of cool. It was like I was looking for God's fingerprints on them because they're literally right out of his workshop. And I knew they knew how to breathe on their own. They knew how to digest breast milk on their own. They hadn't been to school yet. They don't even know how to read, let alone the ABCs. They know how to digest breast milk. Darn, there are kids being born of drug addict mothers. And they still know how to digest, how to breathe, how to battle through and adapt to its environment that's being challenged from day one. How does this happen? And we talk about the principle. The principle is this thing inside and resonates each and every single person walking this planet. It's that intelligence beside us. It's the expression of that intelligence that gets disconnected through life, through stress, chemical, physical, emotional stress. That's where the change happens. And then what happens is educated mind through belief systems, whether it be through school or through friendships, through what you Google, that change our perception of reality and take away our faith of ourself. Because if we all understood this principle that the body is made self-healing and self-regulating, and there was, it wasn't like two rocks banged together and created a human being in 9 months. Whatever's inside of their baby's special. And that's you. You're special. However, this principle that lies within every single human being, if this society can understand, let's just focus on America right now, and let's go to every country in the world. But if we look at statistically America, how's our expression of life per household? Are we healthy? Are we vibrant? Are we excited? Are we passionate? Are we crushing it as human beings? And the answer is no. We've lost faith in self, in that greater something that created us. And when we lose faith in that special something that created you, you start to rely on outside-in sources, whether they put on a white coat to have authority, where they stand in front of a classroom and we call them professor, and we take that authority over the greatest authority that created you, that gave you life, that principle that the body can regulate and heal from within and build. Little atoms. You're just a cluster of atoms resonating and vibrating at a level that's created you into this matter called a human being. You change the structure and intelligence of those atoms, you could become a dog. But you didn't. And this principle of intelligence, this universal intelligence that created you, is still inside of you. Can it be truly measured on the expression of it, whether it's 100% expression or not? Because I venture to challenge, if it's 100% expression, is there such a thing as illness and sickness within the body? If this intelligence, this connection, this thing is flowing 100% and doing what it's designed to do, are people sick and tired? Are they relying on medications to get through a day? I know what I know. Not what I believe, it's what I know. But we weren't born to come into this world and rot. And when we start connecting to this principle, that your body is self-regulating, self-healing, it's more powerful than anything out there. And as long as it's connected to its fullest potential, your life is going to be better, more abundant. Your expression of life is going to be that much better when you connect to that principle. And our educated intelligence has to connect to this thing and challenge it. But at the end of the day, you have to realize it doesn't matter what science comes out today, because science is changing every day. People will say to me, well, do you have scientific evidence? Because I read this journal. Well, okay, who's the journal written by? Who's writing the science today? And who's going to challenge them tomorrow or 5 years from now where their truth today is false tomorrow? So you better be careful what we buy into today, which is why the principle is so pure. That God made you self-healing, self-regulating. And it's expressed through your neurology, your nerve system, your brain and spinal cord to adapt and regulate to the environment. And as long as that's functioning to its fullest potential, life is better. But if it's disrupted and those circuits aren't connected, and that intelligence cannot be expressed to its fullest potential, life starts to leave the body. And when life starts to leave the body and the body cannot adapt anymore, your body starts to talk to you, searching for help. And we call those signs and symptoms. And when we have signs and symptoms, there are intelligent people that pass a lot of tests that are trained to read a sign and symptom and then say, okay, let's fix the symptom. You have a headache? Let's shut the headache up. You have knee pain? Let's shut it up. You have high blood pressure? Let's bring it down through outside-in sources. Instead of saying, why is your body not adapting anymore? Because of this principle of the body being self-regulating, self-duplicating, self-adapting, intelligent from within, is not true, then we'd all be dead today. So when every human being understands the intelligence within the body and how the body regulates itself, whether it's raining out, cold out, bacteria you're breathing in, the body's regulating 24/7 in your sleep. It's constantly adapting to help you survive and thrive, or survive and die. There's no in between. And when the body talks to us through symptoms, the greatest thing we could do is listen and have a gut check and say, why? Because the ultimate reasoning is, what's our outcome? And we want better expression of life, a deeper connection from within. So our connections on the outside are deeper, more fulfilling, connected. Because no matter what we do, whatever you choose to live like today, we're all going to die. But it's the journey that matters, and how we handle life and stress and things like that. Like, stress to me is just an experience to grow, to adapt, to challenge. It's not a bad thing. It's not a thing to be victimized over. But when we understand the principle, the body can regulate itself and heal from above down, inside out. Your brainstem controls all that. And the principle tells us that if that brainstem's connected to its fullest potential, because it regulates every single system in the body, your body has a higher percentage, greater percentage to adapt to the environment. Whatever environment you're putting yourself in, because that's a whole other story. Because if you want a greater abundance, healthier life, the power you have is to change the environment, change your daily habits, change the things you're doing. You know, people want to know, how should I eat? People know how they should eat, but they eat a certain way because it's just another drug, and it's helping them adapt to the stress. It's removing them from the moment to feel good. And once we realize that life's not always about feeling good, life's going to bring you pain and suffering and challenges to help you grow. You go to the gym and you work out. If you're not sore the day after or the day after that, you didn't work hard enough, plain and simple. You didn't challenge the muscles. You didn't tear little fibers so the body can adapt and grow. But the principle, if you were to sit down with your 10-year-old child and just let them realize, man, do you realize where you came from? And that God put your nerve system, brain, body, brain stem inside of you to regulate you. And if we could keep that clear, your body has a greater chance of adapting to no matter what stress you put yourself under. That's the principle. That when that neurology is connected 100%, you got life, baby. You've got life. You've got abundance within. And when you've got that abundance within, your whole expression on the outside is elevated. And that's why we always say, how's your atlas? In all my years of doing this, it comes down to, how's that atlas? Because it's that atlas that's protecting. Now, the science I learned in school, you want science, was 450 million nerve fibers. I'm being told they're teaching 3 trillion nerve fibers now. So that's science for you, gang. You want science, I got science for you. So I don't know where they're coming up with these numbers, but I know there's a shitload of nerve fibers right here that control your entire life. You want proof? Unfortunately, go Google Christopher Reeve and see what that poor man went through. And once you damage this, even so slightly, millimeters of rotation on the brainstem, cutting down nerve impulses, conduction, communication. It's like, you know, if I take my cell phone and I'm in the valley and I'm not connected to the source that's giving that thing power and connection, whoever's on the other end can't hear me. We've all been there. You get a static cell phone, it's nothing. You're holding nothing but a paperweight. That's not a smartphone anymore. That's a dumb phone. That thing's not connected to its source, and it can't adapt to the environment. And if I'm stuck in an emergency, I'm in trouble because I can't communicate to whoever's on the other end. Now let's use the example. What if that's your brain, body, spinal cord, nerves, atoms, cells that can't adapt to the environment because it's not getting the communication it needs from the brainstem to every single tissue cell in your body? Whether it's your cardiovascular system, which is controlled through your neurology, your digestive system, your endocrine system, every gland in your body, every chemical reaction in your body, your entire chemistry is controlled through the brainstem. The master system, the used to control, the mother lode of the body. That's directly proportional to your expression of life. And what happens if that's not connected? And if you look at your family and kids and you look at the lifestyle and we look at the things that they're going through right now, can they be better? You have to ask yourself. And what if I challenge this principle of understanding that the neurology controls every cell, tissue, organ of your body, and if I grow and allow my family and children to grow without interference, minimizing the amount of interference on the expression of life through the neurology from above down, inside out to every cell, tissue, organ of the body, how will their life be? Will their expression of life be better? You want science? I challenge you to try it for 6 months on a regular basis and watch how life changes from the inside out and the expression of life. Kids get off asthma medications. I see it every single day. But I also see kids pumping inhalers on the side of the athletic field. And guess what? You know they've got nerve interference. There's science, so they're sucking on that thing like a porn star to just try getting through another running event. And moms are sitting in the stands watching this, and they're okay with their kid over there puffing on this thing, this drug, this steroid, this thing going into their body, which if you look at the labels, it's scientifically telling you this shit has side effects. And when I say, listen, bring them in, let's get them adjusted, like, oh, I don't know. Is it going to hurt them? Well, keep puffing on the crap and see what that stuff's doing to their body. And every cell in their body has to adapt to that garbage that if you read the insert, it's got 50 different side effects. So try it. I challenge you. Try it. You want science? The greatest research in our medical community has been done on chiropractic care. Over 124 years of human beings getting subluxations corrected. So that source of the principle could flow 100% within their body and people's lives have gotten better. But people won't take testimonials of people because it doesn't have a double-blind study, whatever bullshit they made up to try to create their own truth so they could sell dope to you. They can never accept this truth because trillions of dollars will be lost from the economy. So we're not going to get all of you to get this principle because many people will go kneel on Sunday and pop a pill on Monday. So what are you having your faith in? Do you have faith in the creation that created you from 2 cells, a sperm and an egg? Or do you have more faith in some dude sitting in a laboratory right now trying to make billions of dollars and they're creating the next pill or drug? Listen, they tell you, they're honest with you. This will cause seizures, headaches, diarrhea, vomiting, even death. But it may minimize your headache. Well, that sounds like a chance I'll take. But people take it every single day. I don't get it. Having more faith in a spoonful of medicine or a pill than the power that created you? That's the question, baby, because this principle is God made you self-healing, self-regulating. He put the brainstem and the neurology in there to help you adapt to the environment. And you know what? A lot of people's environment sucks. You're just in bad situations. You got a ton of stress. And in order to get through the day, people are filling themselves with the caffeine, pills, dope, whatever, because they've lost faith in the source. In my world, I call it God, baby. I'm not afraid to say freaking God. That's what my country was built on, and that's what I stand by. And I'm proud of it, to be a damn American. In God we trust. And no one could take that away from us. No damn politician or whatever who's trying to just make everybody happy under one big tent. Screw you and your tent. You're destroying our country. And I'm asking you, what are you going to do about it? You're going to start speaking truth into people's ears and sharing the principle of life from above down, inside out, that the body can adapt. Because if we become healthier Americans, and we get more people connected to the source, how are our relationships going to build around us? How more fired up are your friends going to be? How more creative are people going to get and create businesses and create more abundance? I'm breaking stuff in my office here. And we're going to be more happier. You'll make more money because your expression of life is going to be better. Nothing's going to get in your way. You know, Napoleon Hill used to talk about, and Dale Carnegie and all these great minds, these guys would go sit in a room and they would sit in quiet and listen for ideas. Who was talking to them? What were they listening to? Were these guys insane? You know, today they call that shit schizophrenia. And they're going to dope you up and shut you up and put you in an institution. But these guys were sitting in a room and getting ideas and hearing shit in their head, and they were going out and acting on it, and they became multi-millionaires. What if you started doing that and you got quiet in a room and you got clear? You know what? If you're full of toxins and you eat like shit, go on a 30-day cleanse. Eat nothing but grapes and fruit for 30 days and drink gallons of water a day. And you watch, the third day, you're going to be hallucinating. You're going to be talking to chickens that aren't even there. But if you get through that and you cleanse your body and you get that thing going, you watch the clarity you get. You realize you get connected to your body and the source, and it starts talking and giving you ideas. You watch what happens. Because you know what? This is what the amazing people do that are vibrating at a higher level, that want to crush their life. Try it. You'll like it. I promise you. And don't let stinking society tear you down, man. Don't let the bastards grind you down. If you got negative people around you talking and chirping in your ear and just bringing you down, you know what I tell people? Hold on one second. I'll be right back. And I don't go back. Life's too short. I'll be 51 this month, man. I'm halfway there. There's no time. So what's your challenge? And when you sit down and you say, I want to connect to this principle. The principle is you. It's that special something inside of you that's making you tick right now. That your heart was beating in the middle of the night while you were sound asleep. When you were asleep, your neurology was going in. There might have been a cancer cell developing and your body blew it up and killed it. You ate before bed, your body was digesting that stuff while you were just laying there. You didn't have to think about it. That's what we got to connect to. That's what we got to have faith in. That special something inside of you that's there to resonate from the day you're conceived, and then it leaves your body and you move on to the next level, baby. Your spirit just keeps going and says, see ya. Challenge over. How's your atlas? It's very simple, people. It's very simple. And we got people listening to us from all over the country. And they're saying, you know what, I want to check this out. And I will find them. Amazing chiropractors that I'm friends with, that I'm blessed to know all over the world. And the feedback coming back is like, my life has changed. My life has changed. We have a woman right now whose son was so depressed, anxious, was a senior in high school, was dropping out, started smoking dope, all these things. The mother listened to a message, contacted. We sent her son to a chiropractor. And now she said, I got my son back. What's scientific about that? You know what's scientific is the result. That's evidence-based care. The kid got care and his life has changed. That's all I need to hear. I don't care about double-blind bullshit studies. You know what my double study is? Let's line up the ones that are taking dope every single day and line up the ones that aren't. And now which ones have the better life? Which ones are smiling? Which ones' eyes are clear? Which ones are abundant? Which ones are fired up over life? You want freaking research? That's research for you. And that's where Americans now, we need a freaking revolution in our country and start waking up. Hence the title of my book. Check it out. If you don't have it, go get it. Wake Up Humans. You know what? I was like, I don't want to promote myself, whatever. People are reading this thing and they're fired up. I'm like, screw it. Everyone read the damn book. You want me to mail you a box? I'll mail you a box. Message me. I'll send you a box of books to hand out to your entire community. It's easier for me. There's no attachment to the result for me, but understanding this principle that your body is powerful. God created this thing. Connect to it, take care of it, nurture it, love it. And those of you that are listening, man, share this with people. Let's just share it. Let's get it out there. Because you know what my ultimate vision now? Let's fill an auditorium of 5,000 people, like-minded people that are bringing people in that have questions and they're wondering. And we bring in different speakers and people to engage and then create massive action. Massive health action. Right? See, a lot of people are trying to do this, but they're teaching people how to lose 20 pounds, how to sit in a cold tub, how to walk in a mountain and breathe the fresh. It's all good. You need to do all that. But if you're not connected to this principle that created you, it's life that's resonating inside of you. If you're not connected, you're not doing any of that stuff to your fullest potential. Your body's not fully adapting and using it to its fullest potential. That's the magic. You add this one thing and start living clear. And we get that atlas clear and that brainstem vibrating at a higher level and connected to the source, that thing that created you from a sperm and an egg. Everything else falls into place. Everything else. That's when you start going walking in the mountains and breathing, and you start fasting once a month, and you start, sit in a cold shower, sit in a cold tub, and it just helps you detox and adapt at a higher level and faster. You can wear the little glasses with the yellow to help your body from the computer screen and all that stuff. But you got to be clear. Because if you're not clear, your body, no matter what you do, is not adapting to its fullest potential, and you're just not living your life to your fullest potential. Sorry, but it's truth. We've been doing this for over 124 years, baby. And truth is truth. You can't change the principle. It's a natural law. God created you. He gave you the power from within you to adapt to the environment no matter what comes at you, what stress you're under. Your neurology is adapting. And it's either struggling and dying, or it's thriving. And you need to choose right now what you're going to choose for your family. And what truth feels right to you, and not what some Google document is trying to steer you away down a dark road. Because all you have to do is look at the results. The cemeteries, the nursing homes, the hospitals are full of people that did not believe in themselves, that did not connect to the principle. And what hurts me is the fact that maybe they never truly heard it. And that's where we have to change as Americans. People have to hear the truth. We have to share the truth with one another, and we can't be quiet anymore. Kick ass, people. I love and appreciate you.
You've been listening to Wake Up Humans with Steve Judson. To get Steve's books, Wake Up Humans and Atlas Adjusted, just visit Amazon. The Wake Up Humans podcast is a copyright of Steve Judson. Be sure to look up other episodes. Wake Up Humans will educate, inspire, and bring you clarity. Thanks for listening to Wake Up Humans with Steve Judson. Visit JudsonChiropractic.com.